Hello Internet, it's I the Roshi and I'm back with another reaction, this time reacting to some music. Today I'll be listening to Emberfire, the song that was in Burning in the Embers, the animated short for Arlecchino. Everything Arlecchino has just been phenomenal these days, and I expect this to just be as equally as awesome as everything else that I've seen and heard thus far. Let's get into it. I'm going to try to listen to this all the way through the first time without interrupting, and then maybe go back and listen to it again and share my thoughts about it as I do. Here we go.
May the birds soar from their cage, sunbeams filter through the foliage, flames grow with immortal courage, and I hope you won't be tainted by fate, nothing to fear, so go alone. By the grace of pain, hundreds of times you'll fight in the ruins. Your pride will not be slain. From the heart to the vein, stay awake, don't fall asleep. The way is long and the gloom is deep. Embers glowing in the heart still see. And I hope you won't be tainted by flame. Nothing to fear, never look back. Go ahead. Though bones and minds were chained, you cut down the thorns again and again. Your pride will not be slain. From the heart to the
Oh man. That is definitely I mean, it's 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I guess that's normal for a song. It feels really short. Oh man. I had to try really hard not to interrupt to say a couple things. The voice. Whoever is singing, props to you. Angelic voice. Holy crap. There's such an interesting combination here, and there's so much power in this song. Man, I'm like a loss for words again. I keep losing track of what I want to express and say just because I keep just getting sucked into like the feeling that it gives me itself. Okay, you know what? I think it's best if I just listen to it again and I actually pause this time and explain my thoughts as I go through it, okay? I think that's the best. As you guys know who have seen me react to music before, I am not great when it comes to knowing the lingo, the language that is used to describe music. I'm not a Marco Meatball. That guy's on a whole nother level with experience and stuff. I just listen to music, I feel things, and I'm like, yeah, that was good. That's what I am. So I'm just gonna try to connect things to how it makes me feel and what it makes me think about as far as Arlecchino's character and the things revolving around her. So that's what I do. I focus more on story stuff. Anyway, let's listen to it again. And this time I will be interrupting it.
May the birds soar from their cage, sunbeams filter through the foliage, flames grow with immortal courage.
May the birds soar from their cage, sunbeams filter through the foliage, flames grow with immortal courage. Okay. Okay. And then I hope you won't be tainted by fate. Nothing to fear, so go alone. Oh, God! It's so good! Not only does this song have significant meaning to the animated short, but this is just Arlecchino's theme song. It tells the story of what she is doing right now in the game, what she will be doing in 4.6. It has to. May the birds soar from their cage. Sunbeams filter through the foliage. This is talking about freedom and hope and stuff, right? That's as far as I'm concerned, that's what that's symbolizing. The children of the hearth, of the House of Hearth, whether they think so or not, they are in a cage. They are being controlled. They are being manipulated. They are being made into something that a child is not really supposed to be. Mercenaries, soldiers, whatever that is. This is the whole Fatui plot. Arlecchino is in that spot because she defeated the last Harbinger. She proved herself. She has some weird curse stuff going on that, you know, for reasons the Fatui are interested in probably. And you know, they put her in that same spot. And in a way, that too is a prison for Arlecchino. How do you get out of that situation? You just gonna fight all the Fatui staff? You just gonna do that? I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you're gonna be doing that just yet. So she's going along with this plan, and she's building up this next group of soldiers, and it's for the purposes of putting an end to the hearth, to stop the cycle of it happening over and over again. And maybe the hearth will remain, maybe the House of Hearth will remain, but it's not going to be under Fatui control. It's not going to be the way that the Fatui wants it to operate. It's just a way of being like, no, you're free and there's hope for you and you're strong and you don't actually need this. Arlecchino saying you also don't need me. The climax of the animated short, when she has this realization, I know it's not this part of the song, but it's just kind of like, we don't need this freaking corrupted system. We don't need this thing. Like, we are strong on our own. These kids are strong on their own. No one's a freaking wilting flower. We all have our strengths. We have our own power. We can defend ourselves. We can do our own thing. Just from this part alone. That's what I feel like this entire song is just going to be. Okay, I'm glad I'm listening to it again. I can actually put words together. I know I'm yapping, but hey, you're here for it. And if you're not, then, I mean, see ya! Anyway, we're gonna continue the song.
And I hope you won't be tainted by fate. Nothing to fear, so go alone.
And I'm going to stop again because I didn't actually talk about that. And I hope you won't be tainted by fate. Like, I hope this isn't going to mess you up like it did me. The poor, mad, cursed knave. She's all messed up. She lost her friend, her sister, involved with the Fatui shenanigans, all that stuff. Growing up like that, that's pretty traumatizing. Arlecchino is damaged. And no, I don't think you can fix her. Like, this is rough. And what you're going to have to do, maybe have the hearth end or go up against her, because they're hinting at that also, right? Like, hopefully that doesn't corrupt you, that doesn't taint you, that doesn't destroy who you are, your character.
By the grace of pain, hundreds of times you'll fight in the ruins. Your pride will not be slain from the heart to the face.
Okay, now let's look at that. This is just Arlecchino having faith in her children. It's weird because you have this song in the animated short, and that animated short is about Arlecchino, and the song is happening simultaneously as you see her go through the motions of all this stuff. However, I feel like the song is being sung by Arlecchino herself, or at least what, in a way of like what she believes, what she thinks. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. This is how she truly feels about the House of the Hearth, about like the children within it, her children, the people that she's raised, right? And then the animated short is, you know, it's her origin story. So it's kind of like thinking about that, and it's getting closer and closer to the time where all that is going to be, like, all this is going to be put to rest, and it's her reminiscing and inwardly talking to her children about how she feels and why it's happening this way. Without actually saying it, because on the outside she is that strict and unfeeling father, right? This song is about her emotions on the inside that she's not really letting out, but as a viewer we get to hear them, so we get to understand and sympathize with this character more.
Stay awake, don't fall asleep. The way is long and the gloom is deep. Embers glowing in the heart, still see. And I hope you won't be tainted by fate. Nothing to fear, never look back.
Oh, okay. All right, now okay, once again, there's a lot of symbolic stuff when it comes to Arlecchino's trailers. Like, the titles of them mostly have something to do with sleep, such as the demo that just released, Arlecchino's Lullaby. But you have here, stay awake, don't fall asleep. Once again, it's like a don't give up, the road ahead is hard, keep going, don't stop. I'm just, I'm Spark Notes right now. Yeah, that's what I get from that. It very much has to do with, not giving up, but also simply like don't die. We've had some dark character demos and teasers. Like, Nahida's was incredibly depressing. Wanderers is really messed up. But I think by far as teaser and demo goes, Arlecchino's has been the darkest that Genshin Impact has ever gotten. And I'm here for it. I'm 100% okay with this. Not saying every character has to be super dark and gloomy, but because they went to this level, actually having people get murdered and die on screen repeatedly, and just showing like this is just a tormented, twisted character, and they didn't skimp out on it. If they went any lighter with her backstory, it would not be as powerful as it is right now. I mean, maybe sure, some people want Arlecchino for like, her kit or something. Who knows? Whatever that is. I haven't looked into it at all. I'm sure it's been leaked 1,000 times. I'm waiting for the collected miscellany. Regardless, this is a character that I would get specifically for story appreciation purposes. Not even because like, oh, it's a character who I think is insanely attractive. I mean, she is, but I think this character is just incredibly awesome. Just with how they've built her and how they've hyped her up over time and how they're currently delivering with her. It is insane. I know she makes an appearance in the Winter Nights Lazo, which I've yet to react to, and I will at the appropriate time whenever I get to that point within my gameplay stuff. So that's going to be cool to actually see her, I guess, maybe she's talked about beforehand, But as far as I'm concerned, I think that's probably the first time she shows up on screen. So having that pieced with the teaser, pieced with the demo, pieced with the music, pieced with the animated short, the miscellany, all this, like, they have done such a good job. They really have. And for a moment there, I was thinking that maybe people weren't too excited for Arlecchino. But I think that's incorrect, and people are definitely very excited for this character, especially after them dropping that animated short, which is not a thing that they normally do. Sorry, I'm rambling. What I meant to say is that lyrics good. Let's continue.
Bones and minds were chained. You cut down the thorns again and again. Your pride will not be slain. From the heart to the vein.
Okay. Through bones and minds were chained. You cut down the thorns again and again. Your pride will not be slain. From the heart to the veins. Can't be restrained. You're gonna succeed. They physically keep you down. They mentally try to keep you down. Thorns, just obstacles in the way. You cut through them, and you have this pride that can't leave. Like, it's just reassuring that, like, you're strong. No matter what the world does to you, you are strong and you've proven yourself. And yeah, and from the heart to the veins, just throughout your whole being. Interesting that it's saying it in that way. Yes, it rhymes and it's very nice and it's very poetic, and it could simply just be that. But when I think of heart to veins or veins to heart, whatever that is, you know, I also think about Arlecchino's curse and maybe why she would be specifically saying something like that. Maybe it's because she is cursed. She is tainted by something, and it is affecting her, and it is slowly spreading like a disease would. Not saying it has anything to do with the children being cursed by any means or anything like that, but just thinking of like that terminology being used, and maybe that's just something that she thinks about because hers are tainted by something. There is something running through her veins, through her heart, that is actually changing her, that has these side effects. Not necessarily her children, the people that she adopts. It's not happening to them. So she's like you're still pure. You're not corrupted. You're good. You got this. Okay, now we're gonna go into the part where I'm gonna try not to cry for the third time hearing it. Okay. I know it's wrapping up. And I'll probably listen to that bit again. What I imagine is Latin that the kids are singing. It translates here. It might not be 100% correct, so please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But on this page, it says that the kids are singing, "Don't let fate be the end of you, nor your tribulations take hold of you." And then flames grow with immortal courage. Which the female voice, who I still strongly believe is Arlecchino herself singing, character-wise. She pipes in at that point. Oh man. It's the kids singing back to her. Oh god. Oh god. It's in the animated short, like that moment that moment happens when she's like changed and she's going up against Mother, and it's definitely in support of Arlecchino. It's definitely giving her that boost. It's her own innocence from within. It's the support of the people that she grew up with, her fellow peers, who in that moment are all dead and gone at that point in time. At the same time, it can be compared to now, and how she's technically helped so many. It's obviously they would still care for her, even if Arlecchino turned around and was like, screw all of you, and like put them to a test, and she's like, fight me and blah blah blah. That's like all on the outside stuff, that the face that she's putting on, because that's what she promised them. She has to be unfeeling, she has to be strict, she has to be the father. But it's the kids singing back, letting like it doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to have this death wish. You don't have to die. You don't have to go away. You could still be here with us, right? And then nor your tribulations take hold of you. Like, poor mad cursed knave. That's what she is. She is, whether she shows it or not, which she usually doesn't. She just doesn't, as far as I'm concerned. She's just, yeah, man. You know what I mean? I feel like I could say it without even saying it, and I'm not trying to use that as a cop-out. It's just that the kids are telling her that the same message that she's been telling them, that it's okay. It's going to be okay. Don't let things bog you down. Don't let things get in your way. Don't let this shit change you. Because from their perspective, they would have the utmost respect for her. She's father. Oh, man. It's so cool how it works, the animated short and telling of how things are going to happen. I'm going to be so jazzed when I get to Fontaine and can experience this stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's been quite a wild ride for me so far, and I'm still very early in the game. But I think with how hype all the Fontaine stuff has been that I've seen through the trailers, and now this, I'm like losing my mind. That note she hits when it gets really high, was that a falsetto? I'm not sure, but that's like, God, I can feel the tears. Okay. Amazing song. Fantastic song. It's different. It's different from Fischl's stuff. It's different from Scaramouche's stuff. It's all the songs in this game, or the music for the game, is utterly fantastic. It all feels very different. I'm so glad there were lyrics to follow. I think after the collected miscellany for Arlecchino, if I am able to, I'm just going to have to make another video entirely that just talks about all the things I've probably already talked about in each video, but I need to make like a compilation. I need to like summarize my thoughts and just make a presentation as to like why this character, in my opinion, like my perspective from the outside looking in, because I'm not at this point in the story yet, but just from witnessing all this stuff, she is by far, in my opinion, the best written character that they've shown for this game. Maybe Neuvillette is, maybe Farina is, maybe there's characters within Sumeru, maybe characters in Inazuma, I don't know, but you can tell that Hoyoverse, MiHoYo really, really have done an outstanding job with this character, how they've paced things to be revealed about her, and now we're getting all this insight, and it's a big deal. Arlecchino's a big deal. Pearware's the GOAT. Damn. Boy, do I feel all sorts of emotional now. Oh, I want to watch the animation again and again and again, and the music just helps that even more so tenfold. I took away things about this character from the music alone just now that, yeah, they're and maybe it's because I'm just leaning in that direction in general, right? Because I've kind of talked about these things before with this character. But I really think it is that deep. I really do. And I want to know what your guys' thoughts about it. Do you think it's just a pretty song to have with the character? Do you think it's from a different perspective? Do you think that maybe you have a similar outlook as I do on this whole thing? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Once again, it's all just speculation and fun, and damn, it's nice to appreciate some good music. If they actually in the moment in the game, if there's an epic moment in the story of the game and they have this song play again, I swear I'm just crying on camera. I'll just cry on camera whenever I get to it. I'm gonna forget about this. I'm not really gonna forget about it, but you know, it's gonna be in the back of my mind and maybe not really thinking about it too much, and then I get to the point and then I'll just start bawling like a baby. I swear. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun, as I do, and yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you know, if you already did, that's great. Why don't you look at the description for additional ways to support me, because every little bit counts, and it means a lot. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for dealing with my yapping, ramblings, shenanigans, all that jazz. And until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.